We must admit that the MCU has no deficiency of outstanding figures as individual heroes, but the true focus are the superhero teams. These groups of heroes have combined during emergencies, faced battles that none hero would endure alone, as well as built friendship beyond the concept of camaraderie. From earth-shattering fights or super teams of Avengers movies, or the amusing struggles of the misfit group of characters of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, teams have become the base of the MCU. But being a reputable team is quite different. Which teams are most deserving of this recognition? Today we're going to look at the 10 best superhero teams in MCU, how these teams began, the main characters, and what their greatest achievements were in the comic books and in the movies. 10. Team Iron Man, Civil War. In Captain America, Civil War, 2016, Avengers are divided into two teams. Team Iron Man, which supports the Sokovia Accords, which were government regulations that aimed at regulating the activities of superheroes. Team Iron Man was formed with Stark, Tony as the leader, which had members of Vision, War Machine, Black Panther, Spider-Man. Thanks to their animosity towards Captain America's Team Cap, they generated one of the most aggressive rivalries seen in MCU. The conflict which raged in this release was not only a military one, it was an ideological war. Iron Man represented people, and people need order and responsibility were given to them by Tony Stark. While on the other side, Captain America represented liberty and people's choice, their freedom. Divisions between the teams happened, and the Avengers were torn apart, leaving lasting repercussions in MCU. Captain America: Civil War has grossed $1.15 billion worldwide and is one of the series in between the Avengers arcs, meaning that even heroes can be split by politics. 9. The Valkyries. The Valkyries were once Asgard's army, and several were employed in guarding the realm or in commanding armies various. Led by Brunhilde, Valkyrie, the Valkyries were all but wiped out by Hela in a tragic backstory revealed in Thor, Ragnarok. The character Valkyrie herself, the Odinson. She becomes a reluctant hero and even takes her position back as one of the leaders of the Asgardians with Thor. Valkyries are well-known representations of Asgard's martial characteristics. Although their ranks were decimated, Valkyries' survival and eventual rise to power in Avengers. It also marks hope and rise of this once glorious order in Endgame. Considering Valkyrie is going to be a new ruler of Asgard, her role in the future of MCU can be even more significant. These are objectives that have raised quite a lot of interest and debate due to their overall or organizational effects on our education system. 8. The Asgardians. It is not just a royal family, but rather an entire warrior race who are sworn to defend the 9 realms. The Asgardians are led by Thor, the god of thunder, and were first introduced in Thor, 2011. Major characters include Heimdall, Lady Sif, and the Warriors 3. Both of them protect Asgard from different enemies such as the Frost Giants and the Dark Elves. Therefore, the Asgardians pride themselves in honor, strength, and duty. Even in the face of Asgard's destruction in Thor Ragnarok 2017, they were still strong, with Thor taking those that were left alive and going to live in a new area on Earth. The selflessness displayed among the Asgardians when making decisions makes it be among the greatest teams within the MCU. The Thor franchise has grossed over $2 billion worldwide, with Thor Ragnarok standing out for its twist with Asgardians' warrior theme and for being funny. The fact that in an aggregate of 547 animals, 165 of them had sudden deaths, raising concerns on the possibility of the food given to the animals being toxic or causing food poisoning. 7. The Howling Commandos. Well before the Avengers, there were the Howling Commandos. Captain America and this privileged team of soldiers were vital during the war, which was World War II. Introduced in Captain America. In the first Avenger of 2011, the Howling Commandos comprised some agents such as Bucky Barnes, Dum-Dum Dugan, Gabe Jones. Here they joined to fight enemies of Hydra Organization with the main antagonist, Red Skull. The Howling Commandos, while not superheroes per se, at least represented comradeship, valor, and tenacity in the face of adversity and odds stacked against one. They are the genuine supporters of Captain America and were ready to fight for justice. They are essential to MCU's early foundation. All in all, both Steve and Bucky could continue their mission after the war through Steve Rogers' children, namely the Avengers and his bonding with Bucky, who turned into the Winter Soldier. While Captain America, the first Avenger itself, may have only grossed a modest $370 million worldwide, but it sets the stage for Cap to take on the leader and team player role in MCU. 6. The Eternals. This film is the Eternals, and they are not like any other team of heroes in the MCU. Teased in Eternals 2021, they are a race of amoralistic characters that were made by the Celestials to look over the human race from the sinister deviants. Eternals have been among humans for thousands of years and have never talked to them, helped or hindered them through their development. It has very strong characters like Ikaris Circe Thana and Kingo, and they've got their powers from a thing known as cosmic energy. The Eternals story is connected to the essence of the MCU, as they were present from the beginning of the film universe. Again, many disputes come up within the team, especially concerning which affairs of humans they should interfere with. Although critics panned Eternals, it earned $402 million worldwide and revealed a new space of MCU to loving audiences. Eternals established themselves as a team of ancient individuals who try to answer their existential questions, and you already get philosophical insight that is different than any other team of superheroes. These are only some skeleton-like highlights of the chairmanship report to give the readers an idea about the content of the report. 5. The Defenders. Although maybe not as relevant in the theatrical films, they have filled the gap for the MCU in the Netflix network. The team consists of 4 street-level heroes: Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. Every hero gets his own series preceding their team-up in The Defenders, 2017, in which they form a team to fight the Hand, a sinister organization that plans harm on New York City. Unlike the Avengers who fight cosmic threats, the Defenders are closer to Earth and fight for the people of the city. Hamder forms bring distinct asset to the team: Daredevil, who has enhanced combat abilities and senses, Jessica Jones' super strength and detective ability, Luke Cage has bulletproof skin, Iron Fist has mystic ability. The Defenders series were never as grandiose or successful at the box office as the MCU films, though. They explored the more brutal and adult side of superhero groups. Although these Netflix shows are no longer produced, the Defenders continue to stay relevant in the MCU as it teaches that heroes do not fight alien invasions, they simply need to have the heart for it. 4. The Revengers. Though not the typical set of superheroes, the Revengers are comedic and practically insane, which leaves the reader with quite an impression. Formed by Thor in Thor. In Ragnarok, we have in the Revengers team Thor, Valkyrie, Hulk, and Loki. Their mission? If they left, Thor tells them that there's a more pressing reason for them all to stay: to prevent Hela, his older sister from Asgard, from destroying everyone and everything in the universe. The team's name is a pun to the Avengers, but the Revengers are nothing like Avengers, in fact. They are rather dysfunctional. Even though the characters of Thor are diametrically different and have deep contradictions inside of them, Thor, as an optimist, tries to convince everyone that they should join forces to save everybody. Valkyrie is now a warrior who has dark past, Hulk tries to find his place in the universe, and Loki, Thor's brother who can never be fully trusted. Despite all this, they find ways to work together in the elimination of Hela and the destruction of Asgard. Thor. Ragnarok became one of the best-grossing films of all time, conquering gross sales of over $854 million globally. Shaksh and chemistry of the Revengers. They show that it is possible for the most unexpected pair of teammates to unite to confront near impossibility. 3. Wakandan Royal Guard. Dora Milaje. The Dora Milaje are not merely a martial group or T-squad of superheroes, but they are pride, power, and solidarity. The Dora Milaje are the King's bodyguards and the Black Panthers in Wakanda, and are some of the strongest women in the MCU. The women warriors named Dora Milaje debuted in Black Panther 2018 and are commanded by General Okoye, and are essential for preserving order and guaranteeing the safety of the king in Wakanda. The Dora Milaje as royal bodyguards were taught in battle, fights, tactics, and are skilled in hand-to-hand combat and use of weapons. In Black Panther, the Dora Milaje fight both internally against the villainous Eric Killmonger and externally. The support they show to the throne and their accomplishments are one of the most disciplined groups that the MCU has to offer. In Avengers, in Infinity War, as well as Endgame, Dora Milaje contributed a great deal in fighting Thanos alongside Black Panther. They show demonstrators that Wakanda is willing and able to fight a galactic threat in order to be protected. Black Panther was phenomenal and greatly earned over $1.3 billion globally, and the Dora Milaje were not only warmly received, but had become an essential part of the MCU. 2. Guardians of the Galaxy. We can remember that when the Guardians of the Galaxy first appeared in Avengers 2014, an entirely new team was introduced to the MCU, a team that was a space odyssey of the galaxy of whimsical heroes that became incredibly popular. Peter Quill's Star-Lord. This team, breaking the traditional mold of a team, is composed of Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot. Unlike the Justice League or the Avengers, the Guardians are not a team of heroic individuals who come together because they want to help. They're a team of outsiders thrown together through circumstances and become as dysfunctional as any family. The Guardians initially team up to fight Ronan the Accuser and prevent him from destroying planets with the Power Stone. But they play an important role in fighting Thanos. They are, above all, loyal to their colleagues, funny and caring. The relationships between the characters, especially childlike Star-Lord, who keeps everyone in line, and Rocket, a raccoon with quite the mouth on him, and Groot, who always followed everything Rocket said with "I am Groot." The team's adventures continue in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, 2017, and their appearances in Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. The franchise of Guardians consists of more than $1.6 billion in worldwide revenues, and they give it and its humor a fresh spin for the MCU's teams. It was not just about rescue of the galaxy, it was about finding the family in the most unfamiliar places. 1. The Avengers. Some of the most famous teams in the MCU are, of course, the Avengers. Originally assembled by Nick Fury, with the help of SHIELD, Avengers are elite Earth's team, intended for preventing any otherworldly incursions. The first group of heroes in the film, called the Avengers, released in 2012, included Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widows, and Hawkeye. The first big task for the characters was to prevent Loki and his extraterrestrial Chitauri to enter New York, the event which was rapidly turning into the Battle of New York. The team expanded and changed after certain time. Newcomers were Vision, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, and many others. In a nutshell, the Avengers are a team, motivated to give the ultimate price for humanity. Their greatest test came in Avengers. Avengers Infinity War 2018 and Avengers Endgame 2019. In these two movies, Marvel heroes had to battle with Thanos, the Mad Titan, who aimed at eradicating 50% of all living beings in the universe using the Infinity Stones. Avengers Endgame climactic battle alone transformed into one of the most discussed motion picture occurrences ever. It happened internationally, and its revenue amounted to $2.79 billion, making it the highest-grossing film of all times. The phrase "Avengers Assemble" is unforgettable, which makes the Avengers Earth's mightiest heroes. Applause show entertainment for television channel Taventa PVT Limited, along with research and development agency for designing and television for broadcasting. Team stands tall. The Avengers, from a team-up of superheroes who can move mountains to the Guardians of the Galaxy, who turn the universe into laughter. Framed in this way, these teams are not only contrasting schools of heroism, but also contrasting types of bonds. Family-like in case of the Guardians, the loyalty of the what's called Dora Milaje, and adversarial as it's the case of Team Iron Man. Despite what each team adds to the MCU, what each has in common is standing shoulder to shoulder and taking impossible odds. If it is the Earth that needs to be saved or the universe, These teams proved that in MCU, unity will prevail absolutely any challenge. That's a wrap. Hope you had a blast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome content. Peace out.